and the scope of the passage, whether it is based on science, whether it is based on history, whether it is based on, so whatever it is, right? So the first
Yeah.
thing that you should focus on is to understand the scope of the passage. The second thing that you should try to understand is to understand the tone of it. Okay. Now, tone is something either it is very direct or very rhetorical or indirect. So, what kind of tone is used in the passage is the second thing that you should focus on. So,
Yeah.
scope, tone. The third thing is organization. What is the purpose of each paragraph?
Hmm.
Muta muta. And the last thing is purpose. Scope, tone, organization, and purpose. And there are some questions which should be done first. So there are two different things I am talking about. One is how to, so let me put it like this. There are two techniques that you should be master of. One is reading techniques, and the second is answering techniques.
Yeah.
How to read the passage and how to answer the questions, right? These are the two things that you should be aware of. So first thing that we are talking about is reading techniques. How to read the passage? When you read the passage, try to find answers to four questions. What is the scope? What is the tone? What is the organization? What is the purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how you read it. But then when you read it, don't try to go too deep into it. Try to understand the basic idea of what it is. You can always start with the first paragraph and the last paragraph first, and then read the rest of it to get the basic idea.
Yeah.
That's about the reading. When you read, try to understand the scope, the tone, the organization. Organization means what is the purpose of each paragraph? What kind of transitions are happening in each paragraph?
Yes.
Let's try to understand this organization thing a little bit. So if you read first paragraph to the second paragraph, let's see what kind of organization is there in this passage. Half a century ago, Peter Higgs, handful of other physicists trying to understand whose history chal raha hai in the first paragraph.
Yes.
Of mass as an object's heft or tilted precisely, some kind of science they are talking about. Push on a freight train or da da da, they are giving some kind of analogy to increase its speed and the resistance you feel reflects its mass. Okay, so basically they are talking about a train moving. So with the help of analogy, they are trying to explain something. At a microscopic level, ab jara wo deep mein ghusa. The
Hmm.
freight train's mass comes from its constituent molecules and atoms, which are themselves built from fundamental particles. So there are two things. One is when it is moving. Second is that the constituent particles also provide mass to it.
Yes.
Built from fundamental particles, electrons, and quarks. But where do the mass of these and other fundamental particles come from? So he starts with a question. In the first paragraph, he ends the first paragraph with a question, which means he sets this context in the first paragraph. Like, how does the mass of subatomic particles come from?
Yes.
Electrons, protons, और उनके जो चाचे भतीजे हैं, where does their mass come from? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So in the first paragraph, he has set a context and he has set the question. Now let's see what is the transition happening in the second paragraph. When all these scientists पुरानी 1960 पुरानी पुरानी बातें कर रहा है, उसने जो पढ़ा तो they encountered a puzzle. तो भैया क्या puzzle? If they imagined that the particles were all massless, then each term in the equation clicked into a perfectly symmetric pattern, like the tips of a perfect snowflake. And this symmetry was not just mathematical elegant, it explains. So basically, if they consider it to be massless, there is some kind of equation they are able to establish.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to understand all this because it's beyond our scope of understanding, like how did they get this equation, which is like fine. But then since it's an English test, we just have to understand that if you consider something to be massless, you are actually able to get some kind of equation. It explained pattern evident in experimental data, and then there is a but. Now these kind of words are super important. Which kind of
Yeah.
words? But, because there is a U-turn happening here. Something positive was discussed, now they will talk about something negative. But,
Yes.
and here is the puzzle. physicists knew that the particle did have mass, and when they modified the equation to account for this fact, the mathematical harmony was spoiled. So if you consider these subatomic particles to be massless, fantastic. You are able to get some kind of equation. But the moment you think that they
Have some
have
mass.
some mass, your equation goes out of
Yeah. It gets spoiled.
balance. Yeah. And when they modified the equation to account for this fact, the mathematical harmony was spoiled. So this is the problem. So if I have to understand the organization, here they have introduced the problem, introduced a question actually, just a
Yeah.
question is there. And here they have elaborated upon the problem. So I can call it this paragraph as like what exactly is the problem. The problem is related to mass. If
Yes.
we try to say that subatomic particles have some mass, the equation loses its balance. If we consider them to be massless, then the equation is fine. But the fact of the matter is they have to have some kind of mass. तो ये mass आया कहाँ से या है या नहीं है तो this is a puzzle.
Yeah.
फिर बोलता है जी what to do, which means now he'll talk about the solution. So probably this paragraph would be a solution. Here is the idea put forward by Higgs Chacha. He says, don't shove the particle's mass down to the throat of beautiful equation. Instead, so basically, don't consider them to be having some mass. Instead, keep the equations pristine and symmetric, but consider them operating within a. Now look at the language. The language is quite flowery and pristine and symmetric. ये पढ़ के लगेगा कि पता नहीं क्या describe हो रहा है. But here all these words are used for an equation.
Yeah.
But consider them operating within a peculiar environment. So he is like focusing on the environment. Imagine
Yeah.
that all the space is uniformly filled with an invisible substance called as Higgs field that exerts a drag force on particles when they accelerate through it. Push on the front. So basically, the mass is not inherent into the particle. The mass is derived from its movement, because the medium in which it moves is some fluid movement. And then they have given an analogy about swimming pool कि भैया तुम swimming pool में जब चलते हो तो ज़्यादा भारी लगता है तुम्हें. Why? Because water has got some kind of resistance, and that's why you get some kind of mass derived. So even if there is a ping pong ball which is like quite a light thing, but if you try to
Yeah.
move it in water, it gains mass and it seems to be quite heavy. It's not the ping pong ball which is heavy, it's the environment which makes it a little heavier because you're trying to drag it. Now, since all these subatomic particles are in a constant state of movement, this movement basically causes them to have some kind of mass, is what this great scientist came up with.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any evidence. But since the equation was also maintained and you can also have mass coming from outside, all the scientists started dancing, saying that wow, 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 बहुत अच्छी बात है Higgs चाचा, you saved us. That's the story. And they have given some kind of analogy where the writer also says that I've experienced some kind of thing and so on. So basically, understanding the organization means understanding the structure of each paragraph. Like what is the purpose of each paragraph?
Yeah.
Scope, tone, organization, and eventually the purpose. So the purpose, they have given some other subatomic particles also, that when they were discovered and when there was some scientific evidence for them. Years from the introduction of concept of particle to experimental confirmation. So this particular thing, electron, was introduced in 1880, the concept of it, and the experimental results of electron came only during the early phase of like after 1890.
Yep.
Which means something is discovered and believed to be present before we get an evidence for it. And all these other particles also had the same kind of story. Now let's
Yeah.
come to the question. Okay, so basically there are two things I talked about. One is reading techniques, and the second is a collection of answering techniques. So when you read, don't read the passage, read the message, right? Don't
Yes.
read the passage, read the message. Means what exactly is the contribution of each paragraph? Is this introducing a question? Is it answering a question? Is it clarifying a question? Is it adding an analogy? Like, for example, in a science-based passage, this would always be the structure. They will
Yeah.
first introduce an unresolved problem. Once that problem is like, then there would be some kind of experiment to, to resolve that problem, right? Like here, they have introduced a puzzle that how do we account for the mass of subatomic particles? How do we know that subatomic particles have some mass? They are massless generally, that's considered. And our Higgs came up with a solution that the mass is not in the particle, the mass is by virtue of their movement, right?
Yes.
So problem, either there is an experiment or though no experiment, but usually there is a problem, then there is an experiment, then there are results, then there are actions. Problem, experiment, results, actions.
Yeah.
This is the structure of a science-based passage. So if you understand the organization of a passage, it becomes so easy to fit every paragraph into either this is a paragraph introducing the problem, or this is talking about experimental setup or experiment, or results or action. In fact, बीच में कहीं पे you will also find a hypothesis. So
Yeah.
problem, hypothesis, experiment, results and action. प्रॉब्लम, बहुत सारे लोग बीमार पड़ रहे हैं. हाइपोथेसिस, या तो कोविड है या उसका कोई दूसरा है. सो दिस इज द
Yes.
हाइपोथेसिस. दे विल टेस्ट द हाइपोथेसिस देन. चलो जी, ये भी करके देख लो, वो भी कर लो. आधे लोगों को ये दवाई दे दो, आधे लोगों को वो दवाई दे दो, आधे लोगों को बोलो तुम भांगड़ा करो. लाइक, सो दे विल have some kind of hypothesis that this is the way you can cure it, and then they will study it. So problem, hypothesis, experiments to test the hypothesis, results and action. So if you know this organization, it will become very easy. The moment you see that this is a science-based passage, you will always start thinking in terms of in which bracket does this paragraph fall, isn't it? And the
Yeah.
more you read, the better it becomes. You get to understand the context a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now let us come to the questions. Now we are talking about answering techniques. Never answer a difficult question or a paragraph-based question first. Answer all these tidbits first. Like, for example, the easiest of them would be like question 49. Isn't it?
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
answer these questions first?
Sorry?
Did you break the order and answer easy questions first?
No.
So do that. Okay.
Okay.
Don't puzzle. See, if you are standing on a shaky ground, the whole world will look like shaky, right?
Yeah.
So if your first 2 3 questions itself have made you very confused, even the easy questions will look very confusing.
Yeah.
So what should you do? You should start with the easiest of them, so that the difficult questions also start looking easy to you.
Yes.
So pick your battles. That's very important. Okay. Don't do
Yes.
any question in the order. Pick your battles. Which question should I do first? Do the easiest of them. Like, so how do you know which question is easiest now? This is again a question. How do you know how to go about it? There are
Oh,
categories of questions.
I think
Word-
all these vocabulary ones.
Yes. So word based, line based, paragraph based, and passage based. These are the
Yes.
4 types of questions. Word based questions are the easiest one.
Yeah.
Line based question thoda sa difficult. Paragraph based question usse difficult, and passage based question sabse difficult. So you should answer word based and line based questions first, which are just based on a little small information, and then you should go for paragraph based, for which you have to read one paragraph, and then you should do the passage based question, because by the time you would do word and line based questions, you would have understood the basic structure of the passage. and answering the passage based questions would become easier.
Yeah.
Do you agree this looks like some kind of super strategy or not?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Have you been using this kind of strategy up till now?
No.
So now start using it. What will you do? You will divide your time into reading time and answering time.
Okay.
While reading, just read the message, don't read the passage. Okay, fine. Here he has introduced some kind of question. Here he has introduced a hypothesis, or he has further qualified the question. Don't try to understand the whole thing. Just like, what is the problem? Like, okay, fine, there is some problem with mass and some problem with equation, and this guy has come up with some solution. He's saying
Yeah.
that let's derive the mass from the environment, let's not have these particles their own mass, and then there is some kind of conclusion. So you have, so this is how you can quickly read it. And while reading, you can always do this kind of, what do you call, milestoning activity. What is milestoning? Writing one or two words with regard to each paragraph.
Yeah.
What is it? Just write down the milestones regarding the passage. And don't have to understand everything very clearly. It's okay to go with a little bit of half information to the questions. Why? Because you are not going to do very deep questions first. You're going to do the
Yeah.
easy ones first. So 49 looks like very easy. So now we are moving from reading techniques to answering techniques. Then which question looks very easy? Like the ones which are related to some lines can also, let's go from the first one itself.
Yes.
Over the course of the passage, the main focus shifts from. Now, this is something which is over the whole passage based question, right?
Yes.
So, not worth doing at the initial phase. Rhetorical construct, the main purpose of analogy. Now, this is a beautiful question, line 40. See, it is a line based question. Don't have to
Yes.
read too much because वो बोल रहा है भैया ये वाली लाइन पढ़ लो, तो उतना
Hmm.
पढ़ेंगे, ऊपर नीचे थोड़ा सा पढ़ेंगे, इसका आंसर निकल जाएगा. Verse 43 correct?
43. Yep.
Yeah. So these questions would usually be right. So if you start,
Yeah.
if you start with the easy questions, you will get them right, and you will be spending more time on the questions whose probability of getting correct is higher. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yes.
So you can try it. See, everybody has his own strategy. Whatever I'm telling is all very generic. So we'll have to find out what works best for us. But yes, this looks like logical for most people to go with, you know, doing
Yeah.
questions first. Okay, what about 44? The author most strongly suggests that the reason the scientific community initially rejected his idea was that the idea. So basically, why did people reject it? Now you can have some clue from the previous question. The previous question says line 43. नहीं, line 40.
40. Yeah.
43 का अगर 40 में है तो 44 का 40 के बाद में ही होगा. Line 40 के बाद ही होगा. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you can read the part after line 40 to get this. So were 44 and 45 correct?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Both of them were correct.
Yeah.
Okay. What about 46 and 47? This also looks like
Correct. Yeah.
quite logical, because now, since you are done with, like, which lines in the previous one, 53 तक पहुंच गए, तो उसके बाद में ही होना चाहिए. So can you see the sequence happening here? 46 to 47 maybe. Usually it
Yeah.
is in the sequence, so you can always make out that it would be in the next paragraph. Now this is a thumb rule. It's not like cardinal rule that it will always happen, but practically this is what is the structure, right?
Yes.
The next question would be from the next paragraph. Usually they will move in
Yeah.
the same sequence. So were 46 and 47 correct?
Yeah.
Very good. What about 48? Let's look. So this is how you are going to approach the questions now. You are going to ask yourself, is it worth attempting right now? Which
Mm.
statement best describes the technique the author uses to advance the main point of the last paragraph? Now, this looks like quite a doable question, because he's saying just go to the last paragraph and find out the technique that he has used, which means you don't have to. What are you supposed to be? You're supposed to
Uh,
be a lazy bum.
okay.
Who is a lazy bum?
Who
who
is
doesn't
like
like to read.
very restless.
Yeah, who doesn't like to read, doesn't want to, because you don't have to invest you have to do those questions for which you don't have to invest a lot of time.
Yeah.
Do those questions first. So by the time you do those questions, you will get warmed up with the passage.
Yes.
Yeah, and you would have a little clarity about it. Like होता है ना, जब batsman जाता है, so when there is a cricket match going on, he tries to understand first 3 4 balls. He doesn't try to hit a six on it, right?
Yeah.
So he makes them easy. He tries to understand that first, and then he starts hitting because his vision gets very clear. He now knows. He develops a pattern and an affinity towards the passage. I mean, towards the match. Similarly, so like look at question number 49. Was that correct?
T9. Yep.
Yeah. So doing these questions first makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
What purpose does the graph serve? Was this correct? 50th?
Nope.
Okay. So, these questions would require a little understanding of the passage. You should have done this later. If you
Yeah.
have done it in a sequence, then So basically, this is important. You have to choose your battles, which means
Yeah.
you have to choose your questions which you want to do first. You looking again? So let me just try to reconnect. Yes, Dia. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I got disconnected for a second.
Yeah, I know that. So yeah, so this one. What purpose does the graph serve in relation to the passage as a whole? So if you look at the graph, what does it do? The graph actually tells you about lots of other things also. It has
Yeah.
electron, photon, all these things are there. And the same story has happened with them. Now you understand, and now you can make out what answer would be there for this one. So if
Yes.
you see that it places the discussion of the reception of Higgs boson into a broader scientific context. So broader scientific context means with other particles also the same kind of story happened.
But I did it as C. Shouldn't it be correct?
It demonstrates that Higgs boson was regarded differently than were other hypothetical particles. So it is not about differentiating Higgs boson from other particles. The purpose of this graph is to tell that, see, this is what happens in the scientific world. What happens in the scientific world? Something is supposed to be correct, and the evidence actually comes later.
Yeah.
And this happened with all the things like electron. It was introduced in 1880, and people started believing that there is something called as electron in an atom. But the physical evidence, the confirmation happened only by somewhere around 1898.
Yes.
Photon was introduced in somewhere around 1950, and the evidence, not 1950 actually, 1905, we can say, right, for photon.
Yep.
And the evidence came somewhere here, which is like 1921 something. So basically, for all the particles, for all these, this is what this graph is all about. When something was introduced, like for example in Higgs boson case, we still don't have a physical evidence till
Yeah.
2012. There wasn't any evidence that the environment was providing some kind of resistance which led to mass. But people
Hmm.
started believing right from 1960s. So 40-50 साल तक people are simply believing in something which actually is not yet proven till 2012.
Yep.
So this is what. So basically, he has, with the help of the graph, the writer is trying to put this discussion of Higgs boson into broader scientific context. Broader scientific context means it's kind of generalization that सभी बच्चों के साथ ऐसा होता है. All the people who suffer from corona will get some kind of fever, let's say. So he's taking 4 5 examples. Isko corona hua, he had fever. Isko corona hua, he had fever. Similarly, here also he is trying to generalize it by putting things in perspective, by giving some other examples. That look at electron, same thing happened. Look at photon, same thing happened. Like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he's not trying to say that Higgs boson is different. He's actually trying to say that Higgs boson is the same as other. I mean, the story of Higgs boson is the same.
Yeah.
So that was it. Now, since you went in that sequence, it makes sense, all good sense to answer questions in the right sequence. I want you to do this test once again using this technique.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how many questions you get right. Just forget everything, try to do the same test once again, but you use this technique this time.
Okay.
What will you do? You'll read the passage, you don't read the passage, read the message first. So you have to divide your time into two parts: reading time and answering time. Reading time has to be very short, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Right. What is the purpose of each paragraph? Do a little bit of milestoning. Okay, fine.
Milestone. Yeah.
Yeah. Just do milestoning and move on. Don't try to understand everything. Just try to gather the basic idea, whatever comes in your mind, that okay, fine, this is what is happening here. Read the first line and the last line of each paragraph a little more. I mean, first. Like for example, whenever you read a paragraph, read it like this. Nearly half a century ago, Peter Higgs and all these. Okay, fine. So he's talking about history. Read the last line, and there is a question mark. So read that part. Is at the microscopic level, fried train of which. Okay, fine. So you read this line first. At the microscopic level, the fried train's mass comes from its constituent molecules and atoms, which are themselves built from fundamental particles, comma, electrons and quarks. But where do, so this line actually, this line. But where do the mass of these and other funda? So of these means of electrons and these. So basically you are skipping the whole thing. You are reading the first line and the last line of every paragraph first.
Yeah.
So when your focus is very short, I mean, whatever I'm telling, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, don't take it like the only technique or the best technique. Find out what works
Hmm.
best for you.
Yes.
All I'm trying to say is, do not try to focus too much on every paragraph.
Okay.
Try to focus on the first line and the last line more for each paragraph. This is the first line, this is the last line. This is the first line, this is the. So you'll get the story, because usually in the first line and the last line, the most important detail about the paragraph is there. Like for example, if
Yeah.
the last line, where do the mass of these and other fundamental particles come from? So where do this is the basic question in this paragraph. All that train and da 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 is just to explain, right?
Yeah.
So basic question is, where do electrons and all these things have their mass? They are considered to be zero mass. So where does their mass come from? So like this, you read the paragraph. So first thing is you will read the paragraph very quickly. So reading time like 2 minutes, and then answering time. When you answer the questions, pick your battles.
Yeah.
The easiest questions. Which questions would be the easiest ones? The word-based questions.
Word line based.
Word, line, paragraph, and passage. So do word-based and line-based questions first, and read a little more when you do a word-based question. Don't just read the word. Read 2-3 lines, just
Yeah.
just so that you are aware of the story. So you are doing the questions and you are also reading the story simultaneously. Otherwise
Yes.
क्या होता है, हमारे दिल में ये चल रहा होता है कि अरे I'm wasting my time because I'm reading it and I'm not answering questions. Now you would be answering questions also even when you are reading a bit, because
Yes.
you have got those word-based questions, so you can read those 4-5 lines and you get the idea. Okay, fine, this is what he's saying. So you have initially got drawn a map by doing milestoning, and now you are doing questions, so you are reading those sections a little more specifically and with a little more focus, and then you are moving on to line based, paragraph based, passage based questions. At the end, do the passage based questions,
Okay.
because you would have clarity about the passage by the time you would have done the word based and the line based questions.
Yes.
So I want you to try this whole passage once again. doing this technique.
Okay.
Let's see. And let's see how many are correct. So by now you already have a background. Many questions were already right. So you can just go through them a little faster. But the ones which are incorrect, just see them. Why did you get them wrong? So that will give you an idea. And we'll
Yes.
discuss all the questions in any case. Right? See, I'm really not bothered about how many questions you get right or wrong right now, because you are at an initial phase. All I want to do is to to calibrate you and to find the best strategy that works for you.
Yeah.
So if we can figure out that by doing the same passage again, we would have kind of hit our target.
Yes.
Yeah, because eventually what you do in your final exam is important. And
Yeah.
that would happen only when you are very clear about, okay, this strategy works for me, where I divide the whole thing into reading time, answering time, and while answering questions, I do it this way.
Yes.
Okay. So do it this way and then we'll connect again. By when can you? This is already done. So probably you can finish it by today, tomorrow, and then we can connect day after.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Good. You are doing good. Just that
Okay.
you have to have a little more practice of these kind of questions. Same thing you do with the previous one also. The previous one is a little political in nature.
Yeah.
We are talking about men and women, and one guy says men are men and women are women, and don't try to mix them. Their abilities are different. The other guy says let them fight independently for any kind of job that exists in the world, and let's not
Yes.
try to label them that this is meant only for men. A Mamta Banerjee can also outwit a Modi.
Yeah.
Have you seen Mamta Banerjee?
I know a little bit about her.
And you know about Modi?
Yeah.
And you know that Mamta Banerjee has won this election?
Yes.
You know that, right? So, it's not that only Modi would be a good politician.
Hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, she is like a lioness. I mean, the way she has fought these elections.
Yeah.
You're not much into politics.
No. I just hate politics.
No, you should not hate or like politics. I mean, just be aware of it.
Yeah, that's it. I just know little bit about everything
Yeah,
in politics.
this is fine. Yeah. And you can always derive some lessons from it. There are lots of things happening.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. As a scientist, also, you should be aware of a little bit of politics. Not too much, but yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this is about it, because you will get to see these kind of passages with a little more clarity when you have a little inclination towards politics, how they construct
Yeah.
their argument, and how they, like, for example, in this passage, the first guy says it's very much European idea. This idea came from Europe, that men and women should get equal opportunity. It's not our idea. So he's as if, trying to alienate all the people who say that men and women are equal by labeling it as European idea.
Yeah.
Look at this second paragraph. He says, these are people in Europe who, confounding together the different characteristics of sexes, would make of men and women being not only equal but alike. They would give to both the same functions and da 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 da. So basically, he's saying, हम लोग तो बड़े समझदार हैं, यूरोपियन गधे हैं. So, he's
Yeah.
trying to alienate it by telling that, oh, ये तो उन लोग का idea. And the second guy has his own arguments telling that men and women are equal, and if you don't consider them equal, then you are not giving opportunity to 50% of the population, which in itself is a disgrace to humanity. So how they
Yeah.
construct their argument is important when you get a little deeper into politics and the way all these politicians play their games. This
Yes.
thing is happening in India, isn't it? To a great
Yeah.
extent, Hindu, Muslim, tum achhe, tum bure, and they are trying to
Yeah.
to divide people into in the name of gender or race or caste, and then
Yeah.
there are some logical people who are trying to outplay these guys. I mean, I'm not in favor of anybody. All I see is like what is logical and what uh, hits my perception with whatever knowledge I have. So
Hmm.
yeah, but then a little inclination towards all these happenings will make you aware of why, like the make you aware of, I mean, make it easy for you to understand these kind of passages also.
Yes.
Okay, so you do this whole passage once again with this kind of perspective and this technique that we discussed, and let's see how much you score.
Okay.
So I'll send this recording to you in case you want to watch it. You can watch it, but you have got the idea of what it is, and we'll take it forward from there. It's
Okay.
going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Reading comprehension is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Initially, it is a little boring because you have to get, like, reading itself is a very taxing exercise. But then
Yes.
once you develop a knack of it, it becomes easy and you know how to approach it.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
All right. So see you then. Bye.
Okay then. Bye, sir.
Bye.